Hey guys, how's it going? It's Alexia. So today's video is going to be totally different because I'm going to reacting to my video. Both videos from when I used to work at Macy's. So I'm going to react to that because I felt like that video was something where I wanted to like share and then basically experience working there and then how it was for myself. So I really wanted to like do that because I felt like, you know, why not react to it? It's something where I wanted to react. I really wanted to make that video and I really wanted to share my experience and also hear people's opinions on it too. Like share their opinions, how they feel working there, or do they like working there. And I actually did like working there though. I did like some of the things there. It's just maybe some other things that weren't in my favor basically, but that's with every job basically. So I'm gonna react to it, and don't forget to like and subscribe, comment on this video. If you have not seen it, I will put a link of it down below in the description box so you can check it out if you want to, but I'm gonna look at it and I'm going to react. I pretty much, you know, cotton on, you know, basically I would say cut me off or whatever, or you know, the manager didn't basically hire me back again. Didn't like work out, like I would say didn't work out. And so now I'm at school, you know, I don't have a job, I have to find another job. So I was pretty much applying places, I think. And so I applied at Macy's, and yeah, so I applied at Macy's, and I was going for as a jewelry person, something with jewelry or something like that. And that's what I was applying for. So I was waiting, you know, after I sent my application in and all that stuff, and then I got like an email saying, you know, like to schedule an interview or whatever. So I scheduled an interview. It didn't even take that long for me to for them to basically send an email or something. I think it took like a week. I'm thinking a week. At first I was kind of like upset because I'm like, oh my god, because I needed that job for high school because I was in co-op. So in co-op you basically have a job and you leave school and you go to work. So that was my whole situation thing, and I just felt like, you know, oh my god, what am I gonna do? And I was like, I don't know what to do. So the good thing is I was applying for other jobs and stuff like that. So I'm luckily, you know, just applying and stuff like that. So I had Macy's as that I applied for, and plus it wasn't that far, but it was kind of far a little bit. So yeah. And I went in for the interview, and you know, he was like basically saying like, you know, asking questions, you know, stuff, and then, you know, after that he basically hired me on the spot. And then he was asking about pay, and then I was like, I don't really know like about the pay or anything. I wasn't gonna go high because I really don't know how Macy's work. I never worked at Macy's before, so that was my first time like actually working there. I actually enjoyed some of it. It was just maybe like, I'll tell you the rest. But yeah, so I was like, you know, he was saying like $7.90 or something. And I was like, yeah, sure, you know, I'm fine with that, because I'm like, I don't really want to be like, oh, I'm asking about $10, you know. I don't really know, you know. I didn't ask for that much because I'm only like part-time. So I was like, yeah, it's fine, you know, I'm fine with that, because, you know, I'm gonna go on. And then he would pretty much say, I had to go talking about, you know, the person that, it was a guy that hired me or whatever, he was asking me about pay. So I was just like, he was talking about $7.90, and I was like, sure, why not? Because at the time I wasn't thinking about $10 or anything. I was just like, it's Macy's, so I didn't know how much they pay, what they go or whatever. So you know, after the interview or whatever, he basically hired me on the spot and, you know, asked about pay and stuff like that and everything. So I wasn't gonna go about higher or anything because I don't know how Macy's works. So it's my first time actually getting a job at Macy's. So yeah, training or whatever, or something like training, or not training yet, but something as far as like training on the, like, you would have to look at, you would go in a room or something and it had like computers, and it would be like teaching you about the store and policies and stuff something about jewelry, cash, and all stuff, and then something like that for like jewelry. I'm thinking, and the thing is, I would have to come in like almost every single day, and it was a lot of videos. I don't know if it was a lot of videos, but it was a lot of videos, and I was literally, it was frustrating me because the one thing that when I realized when I got hired, I realized that I couldn't do anything as far as the cash register, because last time I was on the register as working at Condom, it was really like giving me anxiety, and I didn't feel comfortable on the register. Like, I don't feel safe, you know, and I don't feel like I should, you know, I don't feel the need to do the register or anything, because I don't feel safe, I don't feel comfortable doing like that. And you know, I think it was probably as far as like selling stuff for jewelry and all that stuff, and I'm not really a good person at like telling people about certain things. I'm too shy, and I don't want to. I also want to look at this video with my hair. I was wearing clip-ins in this video, and I'm just wearing like a crazy hat that I got from the 99-cent store. But yeah, I didn't say that in the beginning, but I was just wearing that, and I didn't realize how bright the video was. But good thing is, you still got to see me. But I was usually talking about, I was talking about how, you know, trying to remember, oh, you know, getting on computers and stuff like that. Because what I went for, I think it was like merchandise, like, you know, selling stuff or something and being on the register. But I realized that I'm not good with money, and I'm not good with like doing all that calculation, and I really struggle with the cash, like the register. So from the last job from Cotton On, that was like my breaking point. That was like my weakest point, because I don't feel comfortable doing register. And I think I had told him at that job, I was like, I'm not very comfortable doing the register. Like, don't do this to me. Like, I mean, not this to me, but like, I don't feel comfortable. But that's you know, the card thing was pretty easy, but you know, some things are different, you know. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it was struggling a lot. I was struggling with, you know, the money part, and I felt like it was not a good idea to put me on the register, and I was struggling, and from the last job. And then also I realized I didn't want to do this for this job too. I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to screw up, you know. So I was like, shit, like, I don't know what to do, like, you know, I'm freaking out, because then like they want me on the, like, I haven't even got a chance to even practice on the register at Macy's or anything. I was still doing the videos on the computer. So yeah, I just having to come up there every day, and you know, being on that computer for too long, it was very frustrating, because I was like, I don't know if I could sit here and do this for so long, you know, watch a video, which videos, it wasn't the problem, it's just how long they were. So that was the problem. Came in, and she was basically saying, she was like, oh, do you want to do fitting room? And I was like, yes, I would love to do fitting room, because it's really easy, and I don't have to like work with the register. So I'm like, yes, I would do fitting room. Thank you so much. Fitting room. So I was basically, on first day, I was working with like racks, and you know, going basically I was going to the junior side, going to petite, sometimes going upstairs, which is like the dresses and stuff, and you know, maybe going into the men's section, but not really, something like that. And my manager would put me in with like people who were like older, like say people like in their 50s or late 40s or something. And for me, I was like, okay, hi, you know. God, what was I saying? Oh my God, I can't forget. I was talking about basically when I was at Macy's, and since I was having struggling so part with the video part and the register, like this job had to do something with the register. So the lady did come in and ask me if I wanted to do fitting room, because fitting room was a little bit better. You just work with the racks, and you just fix the racks, and you know, all that kind of stuff, really. So I was like, yes, I'm down for that, because I'm kind of person, you know, I like that. I like the whole like stocking part, and stocking is pretty easy, and well, sometimes it is, depending on what it is, because they might be having you reach for things. So I was like, yeah, stocking's good, you know, I mean, not stocking, but like racks is good. I can in their late 40s and 50s, and you know, I'm just like, okay, cool, you know, all right, you know, like, okay. I thought I was gonna work with like younger people, like my age or whatever, but that wasn't happening really. So I was working with like older people. So yeah, back to the video. To my job and started working more and working, because you get to pick your own schedule. Like you get to pick like what day you like. They'll put the schedule up on Saturdays and it'll have the days that you want to pick, like what time you want to work. So I usually pick them around, like, you know, since I get off of school, I would pick them like 3:30 to something. And then if I want, I can work on the weekends or whatever. Like they'll have them for the weekends during the week. And I would just say Macy's was pretty like chill. Like they were okay. Like, you know, like they were like, I somewhat did enjoy working there. Really, out of all the jobs, I would really say Macy's was pretty. It was a really easy job and it was really like chill. But at the same time, when I was my manager kept putting me with these people, these groups, like the older people, it really started to frustrate me. They started literally not get on my nerves, but they would like constantly like they were like, oh, they would just ask, like one of the ladies would ask me, oh, what time you get here, what time you get off. Like, why do you need to know my whole schedule? You need to know what I do. What about you? Like and she barely, not to be mean or anything, but I could barely understand her because she doesn't really speak as much English. So, and I'm like, why are you worried about basically me? Talking about. But when I would come in, I would have to go upstairs, and they would tell me where I would go. So usually, I would always be in like the junior section. Older people, a lot. Some of the, you know, older people would ask me like questions about when I would get off work, and you know, it was just a lot. It was just not a lot, but they would just, one lady would just ask me a lot of questions when I would get off work, this and that, and it was just like, it felt like they were just, you know, don't get me wrong, I don't really care if they're older or younger, it doesn't matter, you know, I don't care if they're older or younger if I'm working with them, but I just don't want, you know, I don't like people all up in like my business, not like my business, but not be like asking me so many questions before it's like when I get off from work, when I get, like, if you're not the manager, you shouldn't really be asking me these questions. You shouldn't be knowing what I'm up to, because I'm just trying to do what I'm doing. I'm just rolling with what I'm doing. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's it. That's why I just sometimes it's very difficult sometimes working with other people, because people will ask you so many questions and they want to know what you're doing, but they're not trying to figure out what they're doing. Because I'm like, why are you so concerned? Like, I feel like you're trying to be up in my business. You try to just, you know, I don't know, maybe trying to make me seem like a bad person, but I'm not. I'm just trying to just worry about myself. Like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm chilling, you know, I'm chilling. And the petites were fine, but the junior section, really, I mean, I didn't mind being with juniors sometimes, but like I felt like I always got put in that same section all the time. I was like, can I move around, you know, go into the kids section or something? Like the upstairs section, like I like the kids section because it's close to the restroom, because I constantly, I don't know why, every like 5 or 6 minutes I always have to pee a lot. So, but I always got put for those, being with those ladies and stuff and being with older people. But it's like they would like tell me, you know, like I have my headphones in, and you know, my hair covered, so you barely know it sometimes. But I had my headphones in, and I was working, and she's like, oh, you know, you're supposed to have your headphones in. I'm like, what? I'm like, well, it's not bothering anybody, is it? I mean, I feel like it wasn't bothering, like, if my manager was there, but yeah. But it'd be like certain things like they would say or whatever, like, oh, they can't find me or something, and I'm like, what are they talking about? I'm here. Like, the thing is, when I'm at work, you barely notice I'm there. So, you know, sometimes I'm disappearing. Like, I could go in different sections, you know. I'm always in different sections. I always have to like move around, because if I stay in a section for too long, I get really anxious in myself, but still work. Like, I don't like people above, like, I don't like people on my shoulders constantly telling me what to do, unless it's my manager. I'd be like, yeah, I'm a manager. But if it's like people that I'm working with, they were, you know, telling me what to do, and then also try to, you know, make it seem like, you know, okay, I know as far as like the headphone things, I shouldn't have had my headphones in. That probably wasn't the best thing, but my hair was covering it, so you could barely see it half the times. But I know the headphone things, I should not have had my headphones in. But I would always be working. The thing is, like, I work better, like I said, I work better by myself. And working with people who are, you know, they're gonna talk to each other. I mean, I get it, they can talk to each other whatever they want, do whatever they want or whatever. But to me is, I didn't like having someone over me telling me what to do this, do that, you know, this and that. Like, they couldn't find me, and it's like, how can you not know where I'm at? I mean, I let the cashier people, I talk about, I talk about, like, I would let the cashier people know that I went to the bathroom and all that stuff, and then, like, you know, just saying bad things to my manager, saying that I do this, I do that, or whatever. And it's like, that's why I don't like working with people. It just, you know what I'm saying? Okay guys, I just added like extra, I didn't add any extra clips in here, so I'm just talking about in the video about certain clips that I talk about in the video after this. So I wanted to say that because I was going to add the other clips in like you saw before, but I was getting just a little bit drained and it was extra work to be adding those clips in, and it takes long, so by certain parts, so I was like, just go ahead and just talk about those parts and those clips that I have after this. So that's what I did, and I talk about it, how genuine working at Macy's and reacting to it, but I'm just going to be talking about it towards the end, so after you see this. So I just wanted to say that, and continuing on with the video. Wanted someone to come up there because my manager was up there and they needed some other person to come up there. And when they asked about, like, I was like, wondering who's up there, and they were like, so and so, and I was like, oh no, I'm not going up there. No, I'm not risking it. I don't want to have to deal with them. So, you know, thank God the other girl went, because I wasn't about to be dealing with them. Like I said, I don't like people breathing down my neck telling me what to do. And I like to work on my own. I like to keep it moving. I don't like to keep, like, you know, I don't want to be in the same spot. Like I don't want to have to come from like the bathroom, like, okay, the bathroom or whatever. I don't like to have to come from the bathroom and we're still working from the same section and we've been in the same section all day. Like, I want us to keep it moving and, you know, just keep it moving. And, you know, like I said, I work really fast, and like, I don't know, it just gets boring if I'm just gonna get bored, like, constantly. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna get bored being in the same, like, section, you know, like you just got here at like what, 3:30, and then it's like what, 6 o'clock, and you're still in the same section. Like, how, like, are we doing this very slowly or something? Like, I like to keep it moving, like, okay, this route needs to be first, let's do this, like, yeah, oh yeah, fix that, next section. Like, I'm not messing around. Like, I want to keep going. I don't want to keep being in the same section. And yeah, but yeah, my manager did go on vacation or whatever, and then we had like some other manager, so yeah. So I was talking about, you know, I was talking about how I was getting really frustrated with, you know, because I went to go help someone, one of the ladies that, you know, I would work with her every now and then or whatever. So I went to go help her to go put something back. And then, because she had like this big rag or whatever and she needed help, so I went to go help her. And then I came back, and then there was the manager or whatever lady, and she was like, oh, she was like looking for me, and I was just like, oh, I went to go help this lady real quick. And then she was saying that you know, same thing from like the manager said, but the same thing I said before. And I'm just like, I'm literally getting mad, I'm getting frustrated, because I do work, I just work a little faster than them, and they kind of work a little slower than me. I know they're older, but, you know, I like to keep it moving or whatever. Like, if they wanted me to put, like, if they could have put me in a group with like more like younger people, don't get me wrong, I don't hate any older people or anything like that. I know people are a little bit older and they don't have the same, you know, like, I know they don't have the same like energy as they once before, which I get, I understand. But if they would have had me working with people who were like my age, even then they still would have got on my, even if they were younger, I'm pretty sure they would have still got on my nerves still. I'm just like, I can't deal with this. So it's like I was getting frustrated and I was getting mad, and I'm just like, not even getting mad, but just getting mad. I mean, not getting mad, but just getting a little irritated. And I wanted to keep it moving, and I didn't want to be put in the same section all the time, and I wanted, you know, to be free, because I feel like when I'm with them, it's like I'm not be able to do anything. Like, not do anything, I feel like I'm not free, I'm just stuck. And I don't want to have to feel stuck. I won't want people telling me what to do. Like, I am my own person, okay? I'm my own person. Like, I'm control of me. I'm not control of y'all or anything what you're doing. I'm just like, I'm just doing me. I'm just doing what I can, okay? And I told the manager how, you know, I was getting upset and stuff like that. And she was like, just work by yourself. Just work in your section, this and that. And then I asked her, I think one time, if I, like I said in the video, I asked her, you know, if I could just, you know, go upstairs to the kids section and just work there and just fix their rack and stuff like that. Because that's where, you know, that's where it was more comfortable. And also another thing is, the people there were a little bit nicer, and they weren't like breathing down my neck or anything. They weren't like asking me 5 different questions, or, you know, why you off of work, this and that. Like, they weren't like all up in my business. So for me, it's like, I don't like people above me telling me what to do or anything like that. Unless it's something I need to work on or I need to fix it, I can fix it or something, maybe. But if you're like worker, like coworker, trying to tell me how to do things, excuse me, not. No, thank you. You're not the boss around here. You're damn well not the manager. And if it's not the manager telling me anything, then you don't need to be telling me anything. Unless I need to work on something, unless I'm like, oh, you know, you could work on that, we could work on that, then I'd be like, okay. But other people, nah, no one's bossing me around telling me how to do things, because you're doing the same job. Let's work what you need to work on, okay? 'Cause I don't need anybody telling me what to do. Not even people who are older than me, younger than me. I'm sorry. I'm my own person. I'm my own boss, okay? I'm my own boss. I do what I want. Hey. But, yeah. Back to the video. I wasn't really picking up that many shifts, and I was babysitting at the time. I was babysitting and working at the same time, and then I was also going to school. So I was just close to graduating from high school. So, and I was, you know, trying to balance the babysitting and then working. And also my mom was picking me up. My mom would always, like, I would pick the shifts like literally on the days that she was off, and try to find the days that were off. And then I was also trying, you know, like, and plus the mall, Macy's, like the mall where Macy was at, it was kind of far. So it was like, how can I balance that? And then, you know, not balance it, I mean, it wasn't that hard, but like I was trying to keep it up, you know. And then it was like, okay, now it's like, it's getting to a point where I am babysitting more and more and more, because, you know, my sister wants me to. And then also at the time, and then also I was like close graduating, but then I was like, I'm trying to pick the shifts that were on the days that my mom was off. So I was trying to like make that schedule happen and stuff like that. For the most part, I loved it, because I like that you could pick your own schedule. And, you know, I wasn't really picking up that many shifts, and I was, you know, babysitting full time. And since, you know, I wasn't picking that many up, like, it was basically firing me because I wasn't picking that many shifts up. So at the end, it was okay, because I was gonna go full-time babysitting, and I didn't have to worry about, you know, the back and forth of, you know, waiting for my mom to pick me up and this and that, and, you know, worrying about catching the bus and this and that. So at the end, it all like worked out. Sad about it or anything like that, but it was far, and it was far from my house, and I have to think about that too. Like, it was far, and you know, think about that, and then it wasn't close to my house, and it just, like, it all worked out. I do not hate Macy's. I do not hate it. I actually liked the job that I was doing, and towards the end I started working by myself, and I started to be more comfortable, and I started to be like, oh my god, I could do the job that I'm supposed to do, and I'm not upset or anything. I say those jobs that I had, those were all like learning lessons to me, and then also it taught me so much about working with other people that, you know, things happen for a reason, and it is what it is. So I'm just like, I'm not, when I look at that video now, I'm just like, wow, like the way I did my hair, that was kind of crazy. But I'm not upset or anything when I wasn't working there or anything like that. I was just like, oh, okay, like I'm okay, I'm cool with this. So it happened the way it happened because I was doing other things, and I was babysitting more, and I was getting paid by my sister to really babysit. So it's like I was doing it full time every day. So it's like, okay, it is what it is. I'm watching. I hope you guys enjoy this video where I react to me working at Macy's. I just feel like working there was okay. Like, it wasn't like a bad job or anything. I felt like nowadays, like, I felt it was okay job. I liked how like the scheduling was. I liked how you could pick your own shifts and you can make your own schedule basically. Like, I liked the job that I was doing. It just, maybe there were certain things that were going on as far as like other things, like co-workers, and you know, it was basically just the co-workers really, and then people not knowing where I'm at, and it's just a whole nother thing. It was just, I don't know if I could take much of it. And the thing is, I'm not trying to complain. Like, that job was actually a decent job, and like, it was a pretty chill. I feel like that job was somewhat better than the other jobs I had in the past, and this one was more flexible. It was like you could pick your own schedule, and you know, I liked that part. It was just maybe some other parts about it that I didn't like, but I felt like, you know, hey, it is what it is. Like, moving on, and you know, it's on to different things, So I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm not gonna be sad. I'm just gonna, like, there's moving on. So I moved on from that, and I'm done with it. So it's like, hey, I'm done with it. So
Do not wanna give you more of my